Hey friends, I want to show you guys what the end result of your project will look like now that we've had a chance to study silhouettes. So we know that a silhouette is when the object in our picture appears completely black because of the light coming from behind it. So we're going to do kind of an abstract version of a silhouette. Because we know that if we were seeing this tree in a sunset, we would see the colors go gradually from one color to the next as the sun is setting. So we are doing it a bit different, and it's going to give it a bit of like a stained glass effect. So we need to paint our tree. That is the biggest thing that we need to get done today. So I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to do a quick demo on how to do that. So when you start with the tree, you're going to start with the trunk. Now I'm using black paint and a paintbrush and white paper. If you don't have black paint at home, it's totally okay to use a Sharpie, a black marker, a black crayon, something black. If you have that, you're good. So we're gonna start with the trunk. So I'm gonna dip, I don't need that much, just about that is good. And I am gonna start with my trunk. And we don't want it to be perfectly straight. I'm making it a little bit bumpy just because it'll help it to look a little bit more realistic. And then I'm just gonna make sort of like the little roots that go down into the ground. And then I'm gonna make my ground. Now feel free to pause this video wherever you need to pause it to catch up, okay? Now the leaves on the bottom we're going to do at the very end. We're going to focus on the branches now. So I think of like a tree as kind of like your arm. You have the trunk and then you have 5 major branches, okay? And then you have your smaller ones. So let's go out with some of the major branches. Your tree is always going to have thicker branches toward the trunk, and then they get a little bit thinner. So I'm just going ahead and making these major ones. Now, if you don't fit 5 and you fit 4, that's completely okay. And again, I'm making them sort of wobbly. And I have a little more space, so I'm going to add another one right here. Okay, and I'm actually going to change, I'm going to change this one because I think it came a little too thick, so I'm going to bring it in a little. And now we're going to paint this all in. I'm just going to act, because I feel like this was too thick, I'm going to act like that's a little branch coming off. Same thing with this one. So now we're going to paint this in. So if you're using crayons or markers, this is the point where you would color it all in. Now that you've got the main shape of your tree down, it's going to be just about adding in smaller branches. So that's kind of the hardest part established already. So that means like you've done the hardest bit. Now it just gets easier and easier. So now we want to make all of those little branches. So now it's just about coming up, make it a little thicker at the bottom, make little ones coming off of that. There's no right or wrong here. So you make a line, make it a little thicker at the bottom, make another branch coming off. And you're just going to be putting these all around now. There's absolutely no right or wrong here. So now if you're drawing a tree, you don't have to do the bubble trees anymore. You don't have to make it look like a cloud. Now you'll know how to make the actual branches. Almost there. And notice that I'm trying to make shapes. So I'm making them go all the way to the top, right? That way we have specific spots to color in later. So everything has its own area to be colored. So I'm just kind of connecting them now. And that's going to make it a little bit easier because our spots are already broke up for us. Now obviously we can't really connect one down here to anywhere. So no stress about that. All right, and then now that our tree's done, we're going to focus on the leaves. I'm just going to make sure you can see the bottom here. I'm going to move my paper to the side a little. And the leaves, guys, are literally just going to be a sad face and a happy face, because obviously our tree doesn't have any leaves, right? Because we're in fall now, which is my favorite time of year. And so now we're just gonna fill the bottom with our leaves. And this is gonna help to bring that same stained glass look that we have on the top to the bottom, because we'll be able to color all of these leaves different colors, just like we colored all of the branch areas different colors. We'll get to that next cycle. But this is going to give us that same feel. So just curved lines, almost like you're making a petal too, to like a flower, how you would make a curve and then you would make another curve on the other side. Same thing. And you can make half sizes on the bottom, half of like the size of the leaf on the bottom. Alright, and there you have it. So next week we will get to our coloring to make it even more spectacular. Alright guys, bye.